Hello, my name is Kevin Jones. I remember it so you don't have to. Um, and I need to confess, I need to be honest, I need you all to know the truth. I'm a Yu-Gi-Oh player. Yes, yes, I know. I've just brought on everyone's hate, their anger, their desire to unsubscribe potentially for knowing that I am such a degenerate in this society that I cannot be trusted with a single financial decision, that I probably have a folder of Dark Magician Girl feet pics on my computer. Wait, none of you were thinking that last one until now? Oh, uh-oh. All right, so for those of you who don't think those things, I should probably explain why you should. Except the feet thing, we're not going to bring that up again. So, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a multimedia franchise that mostly revolves around its trading card game. A trading card game that over the past 25 years has developed a reputation of being the most awful, miserable, unforgiving, skill intensive, lack of rewarding card game of all of them. Konami, its owner, has been considered a lousy money grubbing group of assholes who have created a game that is so overpowered, so over the top, while also printing endless sets that are mostly trash, save for the few cards that will cost you hundreds of dollars to pick up otherwise, as well as having created a tournament structure that, if anything, is now de-incentivizing people from playing due to the fact that the reward is not worth the level of mental, physical, and financial energy you must put into it. Also, Yu-Gi-Oh! Has an anime, and for longtime followers of this channel, they will know I used to cover it quite literally weekly. I loved talking about the Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime, even when it was bad, which a lot of times it can be. I loved dissecting it because it was always bad in a way I felt like I could be fascinated by and talk about. And now, I can't. It's just bad in a way that's bad. It's the worst it's ever been, and I have no desire to follow it. I really don't like watching it. I just kind of do a video every now and again when someone asks me about it. I'm like, yeah, I'll check in on it, see how it's doing, and I'm just constantly reminded about the just awful state it's in. Also, we don't even get the cards in the show in it here anymore, so I can't even get excited for that. So with all that, one must ask the question, why do I bother continuing to call myself a Yu-Gi-Oh player? Well, that's kind of a question I find myself asking a lot now, to the point where I literally have bought the new competitive deck I'm excited to play, spent more money than I would have liked to have on fucking cardboard, and it's literally just sitting here just because I have no desire to actually put it together and bring it to locals. Instead, mostly playing another card game, Cardfight Vanguard, or just playing jank every couple weeks just to say I did. So yeah, what is the reason I continue to think of myself as a Yu-Gi-Oh player and interact with a franchise that, mostly in the eyes of the general public, and even to me a lot of the times now, is just giving us grief and frustration? Well, we're almost 4 minutes into the video, and I think this is a really nice segue into today's anime discussion, because today we're talking about a series called Invincible Battery, a spring 2024 anime that nobody watched. Because of course they wouldn't. Because of course everyone is just going to watch Mushoku Tensei and bitch one way or another about it. Yeah, that's totally fair and valid. Yeah. Well, this show, in my opinion, is in the conversation of best anime of the year. And I know it's not going to be that for a lot of people, because again, nobody watched it. But I'd like to take a few minutes to talk about what watching this show meant for me and how it's kind of made me think about things. So first up, let's start with where this show begins, because you're going to see right from the start why this anime kind of very quickly was able to resonate with me. So Invincible Battery opens with the bog standard summer baseball school tournament, and everyone is seen losing. The point of view characters for the first minute of this show is everyone having their dreams destroyed. failing to appeal to talent scouts, not getting that nice private high school scholarship, and being able to put their dreams as a pro player into action, and having their summer ruined in sadness. Also, show looks fucking gorgeous. This is the most beautiful montage of sad teenagers you will ever see. But yeah, we are then introduced to the two people responsible for crushing so many dreams. Haruka Kiyomine and Kei Kaname, the nicknamed Invincible Battery. These two players are so far ahead, physically in the case of Haruka, and strategically in the case of Kei, of everyone around them, that they have single-handedly taken all the spotlight away and destroyed everyone around them. Not only that, both of them are aware of this. Not that they necessarily are happy about it, mind you, but that they have accepted that this is the just natural order of everything. That they are the two best players that their generation has to offer, and if they've got to destroy everyone around them to get to where they want to be, then hey, that's just how it is. We are then shown, though, that dream then changes. Kei appears to have been in an accident that has given him everyone's favorite movie trope, amnesia. And Haruka, being a good bro, decides, I am going to give up my scholarships, I'm going to give up my prospects to be a good friend for Kei. He is willing to drop his entire dream because that friendship is so important to him. Code word, this show is very fucking gay. Like, it is. Like, these two are boyfriends. Like a lot of times, they don't have the fucking balls to be honest about it, but they're boyfriends, people. Just watch it thinking they're boyfriends, it's fine. So anyways, we then pick up with the two of them entering a generic public high school, where they are quickly introduced to a young man named Taro, who is someone they wiped out of the tournament, who, based on how embarrassing he handled the loss, gave up on baseball. He gave up on his dream and is now trying to look for a new one. However, meeting the two invincible players, he is kind of roped back into baseball again as he joins the newly formed team of this public high school. Most of the other players on this team don't matter. They don't really do anything. They're just kind of there. But we do meet a couple of other players on the team. We meet Aoi Todo and Shunpei Chihaya. These are two other players who had their dreams destroyed by the Oblivion battery. And from there, we've got our show. We more or less follow these five teenagers. A sixth one shows up later on, but doesn't do much. And effectively, we follow them as they sort of relearn what it means to dream. They relearn that passion they had for baseball, what it meant to care so much about it, something that their lives revolved around it. We see how someone like Haruka, who's very bad at like socializing and picking up on just cues and things like that, how baseball was his way of being able to like make friends with Kei and like kind of make an identity for himself. You see that Kei was this like goofy weirdo as a kid, and getting into baseball committed him to something. You see both Shunpei and Aoi, how so much of their lives and identities as people was their commitment, their level of training, their strength, all of it thanks to baseball. And Taro's just kind of there. He's nice, he's fun, and you do understand why he's there and part of the team, but it did sort of feel like he doesn't really get his focus yet, at least from where the series started. This is an ongoing manga, so you just kind of have to live with the fact that sometimes that'll take a little time. But where the show really gets into what makes it so damn good is when it's just kind of talking about what it meant to become disillusioned with baseball for the various characters. When they had that moment where they thought the dream was dead, that all those years toiling away and pushing harder and trying just kind of fell apart for them. With Aoi, you see that losing to the invincible battery gave him these really bad case of the yips. With Shinpei, you see that he always felt like he was looked down on for having a shorter, skinnier stature. And for Haruka, just seeing that Kei is no longer that guiding force for him to become better and stronger, and seeing that Kei has become like this goofy jokester, I think really creates this very powerful message about passion, about goals, about dreams, what it's like to pursue something, even if it doesn't totally make sense, even if you don't know if it'll work, even if everything tells you it shouldn't, and even if it brings you pain time and time again, and it hurts so badly to go through those negative emotions with it, to kind of see how you just learn to accept that and that you can't shake it. The thing you love, the thing that makes you feel like you are you, that interest that kind of pulls you through life, that gives you your identity as a person, it's a part of you. And while I never think you should let your hobby consume your whole personality and your whole identity, it is a part of it. What motivates you and moves you through life, it might not always make sense to someone else, but so long as it makes sense to you, and it won't always. I think that's something this show handles very well. All of these characters at multiple points in the show have that moment where they're like, it makes so much more sense for me not to get back involved with baseball. It makes so much more sense for me to just move on with my life. I could get into more school stuff. I could get other hobbies. Everyone in this show is hot, so they could just become a model. But they can't shake baseball. They can't shake that love for the game. They can't shake for that feeling. The fact that this is the thing that makes them feel fulfillment above all else. And I think that's really what makes this show beautiful and special, is I feel like it is a show in the purest sense about what it means to have a passion you can't shake. That thing you love above all else that pushes you forward and will always be the thing you're aiming for, even when it's the thing driving you the most crazy and making you the most miserable. And I don't think there's anything wrong with having that kind of passion about something in life. As far as negatives go about the show, yeah, I mean, I kind of highlighted them throughout the video. Taro doesn't do much. He's just kind of the everyman. Obviously you want to keep the story focused on your main five, but the fact that like a couple of the other sports members don't even have fucking faces, really, I think you get in a little more with, and I have no idea what the fucking sixth one is going to do. He just felt like an added thing because you kind of always need a nerd character in these shows. But the show sports so many fucking incredible elements, from its gorgeous animation, its great music, also its comedy. This show's fucking hilarious. I loved all the jokes in this show to the point where I forgot it was a drama sometimes. But when that drama comes back, it's fucking incredible. And kind of makes me feel like, makes me want to talk about, I think kind of just to bring this video back, it reminds me of why, like, I keep up with Yu-Gi-Oh! As hard as it is sometimes, as frustrated with the game as I am, and as much as I really don't like Konami, it's a part of me. It's probably been the single most influential franchise in my life, and it's allowed me to make all my friends. It's given me the opportunity to travel to cities I hadn't done before, to experience things I haven't done before, and given me good memories I wouldn't have otherwise. So, even if everything about Yu-Gi-Oh! Is fucking wrong and God damn, sometimes it feels like it is. I'll never stop being a Yu-Gi-Oh player. I will never stop telling people I play this game. I've accepted that will always be who I am, and it's always going to be a thing I do and a part of my life. I'm not looking down on anyone who's walked away. You're probably smart for doing it, and that is fine. But for me, when all's said and done, Invincible Battery helped me accept the fact that I am a Yu-Gi-Oh player. Also, every other card game has all these same fucking problems, but because Yu-Gi-Oh is like one of the biggest ones, we just dogpile on that one because it's easy and we need a punching bag. Bye!